Is this on? Hey guys, it's Rosie from Weight Loss with Rosie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming this right now. Today's video is the 5 lessons that I learned from my weight loss journey and things that I wish that someone had told me before I had started my journey. So while I'm talking about those 5 lessons, I'm going to be doing my makeup because you guys know from my Instagram, I'm quite short on time a lot of the time. I've got one earphone in so that I can listen to music while I do my makeup, or else it just gets a bit quiet. Especially at the moment, I just have a lot going on. So I thought, okay, I can film this video because I'd rather film it than not, and I can film it while I'm getting ready for my lunch. I've just had a morning at the gym with all of the girls that I go to the gym with, and yes, I'm in my pajamas right now because we did like almost like a sports day but for adults. Feeling pretty good, but I'm also feeling very tired because I stayed with Henry last night, so I had to wake up at 7 this morning to get home in time, have a coffee, have a shower and get ready for the gym. It's been quite a long day. So just as a bit of an FYI, I'm obviously doing my makeup on camera today, but I'm not planning on doing that for every video. I don't want you guys to think like, oh my god, this is so annoying. Every time I want to learn about my weight loss journey, I've got to watch this girl do her makeup. I'm not going to do it for all of my videos. I'm going to try not to, but for quite a few of them I am going to do my makeup just because I'm so pressed on time at the moment. In the new year it's going to be a very different situation for me. Fingers crossed. I don't want to say anything now just in case. So the first lesson I learned, which is the lesson that I learned at the very beginning, is that I needed to cut the pity party. I realised really quickly as soon as I started that no one is ever going to do the hard work for you. No one can exercise for you. No one can control their diet for you to make you lose weight. Literally the only person that has control over any of this is you. So cut the pity party and just get working. And they say there's no time like the present, and it's so true. You know, in 6 months time you could have achieved 6 months of progress, or you could have another 6 months of regret where you wish that you had started. I kept thinking, why was I not more careful when I was younger? Why didn't I try to lose weight when I was younger and things like that? So my second lesson, and it was a super frustrating lesson to have learned, but it's so important, and it's that it's gonna take time. As frustrating as it is, you have to be super patient as well as consistent, which I'll talk about in a minute, but it is gonna take time. For my first 3 months I didn't really see any significant change. It wasn't until my 4th or 5th month in that I actually noticed quite a bit of change, and other people saw it and would say it to me. I was probably at one of the peaks of my motivation because other people were noticing, but I never would have got to that stage if I was impatient and inconsistent and didn't put the work in for those few months ahead. You're gonna feel a difference inside. You feel it straight away, but the difference in how you look actually takes a lot longer. Off of the back of that, I wanted to tell you guys about consistency. One thing that was like a really big pill to swallow was that despite how consistent I am, my results aren't always going to be, and the same goes for everybody else. You can be super consistent. You can literally eat the same exact meals every single day, and you could do it for months and months and months. You will find that some weeks, you know, you lose 1 kg, another week you lose less than 1 kg, or some weeks that you lose more. So it's gonna fluctuate, and it's not because you're doing anything wrong, it's because your body fluctuates in weight every day anyway. Some weeks I'd have no loss, sometimes I'd have a gain. It'd be quite a minor gain, and I'd always say I'll be down to muscle because I'm just trying to think positively and keep myself motivated. But at the end of the day, it is just your body fluctuating. And when you look at the bigger picture at the very end, like, yes, I've lost 26 kg, but at no stage through my journey was I thinking, oh my god, I'm losing loads of weight. Like, it wasn't until the end that you look back and reflect, where you see it and you feel it for yourself, like, oh my god, do you know what, I have actually lost a lot of weight. So you have to be super patient, like I said a minute ago, but you also have to be super consistent. Don't think that because your results are inconsistent you're doing something wrong, because you're not. So my next point is about bad days, and I know this terminology can be quite triggering for some people, and I'm sorry in advance if it is for you, but I'm just going to use this terminology because by using it you know exactly what I'm talking about. As frustrating as it is, I know after a day like that people tend to feel quite guilty and they tend to feel quite bad. If you have days like that every now and again, it's not actually a bad thing. I know we call them bad days or treat days, whatever you want to say. I don't actually think that it's a bad thing. I don't classify these days as cheat days, so I'm just going to explain this a little bit further for you. If you want to make your journey a sustainable one, then you need to recognize that you're gonna have days and times of year where you do consume a little bit more than days where you don't. It's really important to recognize that these are actually just normal days, and they're just as normal and equally as important as your good days. The reason for this, that for the average person, it's virtually impossible to have a super clean and strict diet and regime 24/7 for the rest of their lives, 365 days of the year kind of thing. If you're like me and you would consider yourself just a regular person and you just want to have these certain body goals that you want to achieve, and you want to achieve the most sustainable way possible, you have to recognize that the process is going to be slightly slower, and that's because you're making your journey sustainable by including these cheat days and these bad days in it. So it's really important that after days like those, you pick yourself back up and you get back into your healthy routine straight away. And this is because if you continue how you are, then yes, you're going to put on weight, and I can't lie to you and tell you that you're not. By the way, the next day is not day 1. The next day is day 5, it's day 327, it's day 651, it's whatever day you are on your journey, it is the next day. Having a naughty day, or however you want to call it, does not mean that all of your hard work that you've been putting in for months and months or weeks and weeks or even for a few days has now been rewritten because you've had this bad day. It's another day that is part of your journey, and you need to stop telling yourself that the next day is day 1, because all it does is make you feel demotivated, like all the hard work you've been putting in so far has been for nothing. This was a mindset change that I had to make, and it helped my motivation so unbelievably much. The last tip that I have, or lesson that I learned, was that it's super important to track your progress, and track your progress in a way that suits you. If scales aren't your thing, then don't use the scales. If you want to do a mix of measurements, photos and scales, all 3, then I would recommend, because that's what I did, and it helped me stay motivated. Like I said at the start, not every week was consistent in weight loss, but I did see change through my measurements and as well through photos. So to summarize, cut the pity party. It's gonna take time, it's gonna be frustrating, but not every loss is gonna be consistent. Don't let a bad day keep you down. We're all human and it happens to everyone. What's most important is that you pick yourself back up the next day and you hop back to it. Leave that day in that day, and remember, the quicker you bounce back, the less issue it will be. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video today and that you've learned something. Please leave it in the comments down below whether you think that it was useful. If you have any questions about my tips, if I need to clear anything up, I'll be more than happy to do so. So please comment down below, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, like and subscribe. But wait, video is not over yet. I want to show you the full look. Here is finished look, and I put some lashes on. I couldn't do it on camera. This is the outfit I'm wearing. And I'm going off now because I'm already 5 minutes late.